One of the cool parts about owning a home is that you can remodel it any way that you want to. However, there are certain things that homeowners in Los Angeles do that actually decrease their value. So in this video, we're gonna talk about the 10 mistakes that LA homeowners make when they are remodeling a home. And if you like this content and you wanna see more Los Angeles real estate, make sure you like and follow. Number one is starting with a clear plan. A lot of times I talk to clients and they're like, oh, we're gonna do this. Well, how are you gonna do that? It is so important to have a real clear plan of what you're going to do because it will cause so much confusion, delays, and more costs if you don't plan it. So having a detailed plan, when it's going to start, how much it's going to cost, those things are going to be really critical if you're going to start a remodel. Number two, hiring the wrong contractors. The first thing I tell any client is that you need to hire a licensed and bonded contractor. The reason why that is so important is because if they are licensed and bonded, if they run out of the project and they don't finish it, you can collect the bond money to either complete it or collect damages from that contractor. If that contractor is not bonded and they run away with all your money, which just happened to a friend of mine, then you have absolutely no recourse. When you are hiring a contractor, it is super important to make sure that you verify their Better Business Bureau, look at all the reviews, talk to past clients that have worked with this contractor, and make sure that you vet them really, really well because there are some shady contractors here in LA. Number three is underestimating the true cost of renovations. Now, most of the properties here in the Los Angeles area are anywhere between 50 and 120 years old. So there are always going to be unexpected and hidden costs in your renovation. At minimum, you should plan at least 10 to 20% over your budget for unexpected costs because there will be, not if, there will be unexpected things that pop up anytime you're remodeling an old house. Number four is choosing the wrong flooring. Now, this is personally a pet peeve of mine. I have shown thousands of homes over my 21 years of real estate. And this thing drives me crazy. I show a property to a buyer and there's one type of hardwood floor in the living room, another type of hardwood floor that's similar but not the same in the hallway, and a third type of hardwood floor in the primary bedroom. This stuff drives me bonkers and it makes the house feel more choppy and less open. So if you are going to do a remodel on your flooring, make sure you get as much flooring as you possibly can for the entire project. You don't necessarily have to install all of that, but at least if you have the entire flooring for the entire project you want to do, you will have it match. So many times a homeowner will get the living room hardwood floor and then a year later try to find that same hardwood floor for the hallway and it just doesn't match. It doesn't look good and it drives me crazy. So don't do it. Number five is ignoring building codes and permit requirements. Now, this is a very important section of this video, so please pay attention to this. You can sell a home with an unpermitted addition. It happens every single day here in the Los Angeles area. However, most buyers are very cautious about purchasing a home with an unpermitted addition because there are so many risks associated with that. And you will not get as much money for an unpermitted addition that you will for a permitted addition. So if you're going to do anything that requires a permit, actually go through that process. If you do not do a permit on a property that requires permits, you will have to disclose that in your disclosures when you sell the property. If you do not disclose that and the buyer finds out that you did not disclose that, then you are liable for up to 3 times the damages if they sue you. So it can be even more costly in litigation than it would have cost to actually have gotten the permit. So if you have the opportunity, please get a permit whenever you're doing kind of remodels here in the Los Angeles area. Number 6 is overlooking insulation and ventilation. Now, we live in Los Angeles, and for the most part, we have pretty great weather, like especially if you compare it to the northeast part of the country. We have pretty mild summers, pretty mild winters, but climate change is happening. It's a real thing. And there are starting to become more extremes on both sides. So having good insulation is not only good for your pocketbook, it is also helpful when you go to resell to say that you have a very energy efficient home. And in terms of ventilation, I just ran into this with my latest listing. The crawl space didn't have enough ventilation and there was a lot of moisture underneath the house, which could lead to mold. So anytime that you are dealing with any kind of remodel, make sure that you check that there's proper ventilation inside the house and outside the house in order to prevent mold, because mold is a dirty word in real estate and people freak out about it. Number 7 is prioritizing aesthetics over function. Now, I love beautiful things just like everybody else, but if it's not really functional, it's kind of annoying. I know so many designers just rolled their eyes at me because yes, we can have beautiful things that don't have a function, but when you're remodeling a house, it's really important to have everyday use in mind. For example, glass countertops. These things are ridiculous. They scratch, they get greasy, they get fingerprints all over them. They're not really functional. So think twice if you want to add glass countertops to your kitchen. Number 8, rushing the decision-making process. Now, I have been known in the past to make a rash decision, but I like to get things done and I like to get it done quickly. However, if I had given a little bit more time on certain decisions, I would not have as much regret. I promise you that. Same thing when you're doing a remodel. Make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to make those decisions. Do your research, compare different products, talk to professionals, including a real estate agent. When a homeowner here in Los Angeles wants to sell their house, I always go over before it goes on the market and give them my professional opinion on what things they need to do to improve their value, what things that they should avoid if they don't want to decrease their home value, and the things that are most important for buyers in this marketplace based on your neighborhood. So reach out to your real estate agent. I love seeing before and after remodels for my clients. So if you want help getting your home on the market and you want to figure out what you should do, talk to a real estate agent and other professionals to give you a good idea of the decision-making process. Number 9, avoid overly expensive luxury items. Now, if you have a $50 million house in Bel Air, sure, you can spend $25,000 on a stove. But if you have an $800,000 condo in West Hollywood, a $25,000 stove is going to be a little bit much and it will not get you the value that you're hoping to. Anytime you do a home remodel, just make sure that it is in the context of your neighborhood. And number 10 is open and clear communication. I always tell clients, if you're thinking about getting a divorce, then go ahead and do a home remodel because it is dirty, it's disgusting, it's frustrating, it's time consuming, and it's hard. And it will always bring up a lot of tension. So make sure you have open and honest communication with your spouse and especially your contractors, asking them for clear timelines, clear deliverables. These are really important when you are doing a remodel. Now, having said all of that, the best part about owning a home is that you can do whatever the hell you want. So if you are thinking about selling and you do want help figuring out what is going to be more valuable when you put it on the market, give me a call. My phone number is 213-268-6832. My name is Felipe Crook with EXP Realty, investing in your dreams.